Let's start from Parliament this afternoon because tempest flared up in Parliament today after a Member of Parliament for North Tongue, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, accused President Akufo-Addo of being in constant breach of the law despite being touted as an advocate of rule of law. Mr. Ablakwa says President Akufo-Addo has not complied with the constitutional provision to furnish Parliament with the annual report on the staff at the presidency. Deputy Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin, who was incensed over the description, called on his colleague NDC MP to withdraw the words. The demand threw the House into chaos. We'll be going live to Parliament to speak with parliamentary correspondent Kwesi Parker-Wilson for more on this. But now we're told the roads minister is on the floor briefing the House on the current state of our roads.
It has been forwarded to the Public Procurement Authority for approval of the procurement method to be used. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm aware that some part of this 24-kilometer route, I'm not clear on the kilometerage though. I'm aware that some of it, starting from Kaswa, has been commenced, and asphalt has been laid in the Awutuseya East municipality. I would like to ask that. I hope that same surface would continue all the way to Bojuase. Thank you. You didn't hear?
Yes, honourable minister. Did you get a question? Honourable member, may you
Chairman,
speak up?
sorry, Mr. Speaker, sorry. I'm saying that I'm aware that some part of the road has commenced from Kaswa heading to Ofako. They have had an asphalt overlay. I'm asking the minister whether is that same road surface going to continue all the way to Bojuase? I'd like to know. Thank you.
Yes, honourable minister.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Kaswa Bojuase Road, I'm sure, is not new to anybody. It's a very important road in our country and in our national road network. We consider it as one of the important corridors that we have. I want to assure the honourable member that we shall continue with what he has been saying on that road, and is going to be brought up and well built, to the standard that will satisfy her and her constituents. So it will continue. I want to assure you on that. Thank you.
I can see the chemistry between you and the minister. So you can rest assured that the minister will do it. Anyway, let's hear.
Mr. Speaker, if you're an MP and you don't have that chemistry between the minister, especially when you're an opposition MP, then Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. In his answer, he indicated that it had been forwarded to the Public Procurement Authority for approval of the procurement method to be used. I would like some clarification on that procurement method to be used, because I don't know why it has been singled out that it needs approval for the procurement method to be used. I just want to know so that when my constituents ask me how soon this road is likely to begin or to continue from Ofako to Bojuase, I'll be able to give some response, because there are some death traps on the road which need to be seen to in the shortest possible time. Thank you.
Yes, minister.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I do not want, and I don't intend to confuse my honourable member. All that is being asked from the procurement authority is the approval. We know what to be done on the road is rehabilitation. And if we say that the procurement method to be used, just take it that we want the approvals we have requested from the authority. And if they give us approval, we know how we are developing.
We can now speak with correspondent Parker Wilson live in Parliament. Parker, tell me how exactly the argument or the allegations that the president has breached the Constitution turned into chaos.
Right, so Aisha, essentially the president at the beginning of the session had to come and approve Parliament on what we call the Presidential Office Act. And a provision in the Act mandates him to furnish Parliament with the number of staff at the presidency, their account, their job description, and all of that. And so, Okudzeto Ablakwa, being the Member of Parliament for North Tongu constituency, in the last few weeks has been raising concerns about the president's failure to do that. And so today, according to Okudzeto Ablakwa, the president has within 3 months at the beginning of the year to do that. Today is the 1st of April. What it means is that we've ushered ourselves into the second half of the year. And so the president has breached it. And in his words, he indicated that the president counts himself as a paragon of the rule of law and yet continuously breach or violate the law with impunity. This was the issue that got the deputy minister the deputy majority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, incensed over the comment, and that was how the whole heated exchanges happened. Aisha, I'll speak to you briefly on that, but the sanitation water resources minister is there, Cecilia Blandapa. She came to Parliament to answer a few questions. I'm sure in your area, the issue of the water facilities and all of that has been a problem. Honorable Minister, there's a question has been asked. They are asking, when are we going to get full water supply across the country? Hello, Honorable Minister. Yes. I'm working through them. Oh, okay.
All right, so Parker Wilson is reporting from Parliament, and he's explaining to us how an accusation by MP for Tongu Okudzeto Ablakwa that the president has breached parts of the Constitution led to chaos because Deputy Majority Leader Afenyo-Markin was incensed by that comment. I'm yet to find out from Parker how this was resolved. Parker, so how was this chaos resolved?
I mean, I must say that there was a heated exchange between the Deputy Majority Leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin and the North Tongu MP. You could hear him saying that you have to withdraw those words. The MP also insisted that he wasn't going to withdraw. In fact, it became more like a chorus, withdraw, I want to withdraw. And the minority caucus in the House were also chanting him that Ablakwa is not going to withdraw. In fact, at a point, the second Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Andrew Isiama, who was presiding over sitting, was quite helpless. He was trying to impress upon the North Tongu MP to sit down, and yet the MP was refusing. And you could hear him say, Honorable Ablakwa, showing signs of frustration because it was a bit chaotic in the chamber. Everybody was up on his feet and they were all talking and all of that. So at the end of the day, Alexander Afenyo-Markin proceeded to make this point, but the speaker gave an opportunity for Ablakwa to also respond. But he made the point that what he said wasn't wrong because the president started himself as a rule of law, an apostle of rule of law. And so if he is in constant breach of the law, then it's problematic. And he doesn't see why Afenyo-Markin would disrespect the minority side, which he believes has become probably his conduct. And so he's urging him to calm down and address members with some level of respect. And so that was how the speaker, the second deputy speaker, resolved the matter and asked that the House to cease fire and then proceeded with the business for the day.
Parker.
Hello, Aisha.
Is the House rising today?
The House is expected to rise on Tuesday per the business statement for next week. Parliament is settled on Monday. In fact, they were supposed to sit tomorrow and continue or conclude with the debate on the State of the Nation address delivered by the President last Wednesday. But upon further consultation, the leadership of the House, i.e. the Business Committee, have resolved that they would postpone the Saturday session, which is tomorrow, to a Monday, and then from Monday, Tuesday, Parliament will go on recess and return later in the year to come and continue with the business. And something that, of course, there's a lot of it because one of the key agenda for this sitting was to ensure the approval of the E-levy. And if that has been done, perhaps there is nothing much because some of the NPP MPs and the NDC MPs have even traveled outside the jurisdiction. So it tells you that there wouldn't be much of government business in Parliament. And so it is fair for MPs to go on recess next week Tuesday.
Parker Wilson is our man in Parliament. He's been bringing us up to speed as to what has been happening in Parliament